How many times have you felt like you really wanted something, and how many times did you not get that thing in the end? In life, when we want something badly, it happens that we try to force it to get it as soon as possible. However, if we don't let the flow of life flow naturally, we risk not getting the things we want. In this video, thanks to a Zen story, we will talk about the power of patience, and we will see that if you know how to wait, what you want will come. So stay until the end because you will learn about 7 rules thanks to which you will learn to get what you want thanks to the understanding of the concepts related to time, patience, and trust in the natural process of life. But before continuing, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and share the video. In this way, you will help us produce new valuable content for your spiritual growth every day. In an ancient village in the mountains of Japan lived the elderly Buddhist monk Hisaki, famous for his enormous wisdom and understanding of the human soul. The master often spoke about patience and time and how these concepts were powerful allies in the life path of each of us. One day, a young man named Kato arrived at the monastery to listen to the wise words of the monk and understand how to turn his life around. The young man had big dreams and ambitions, but often felt impatient and frustrated by the lack of progress. Master Hisaki, he asked, how can I achieve my goals? How can I progress on the path I have undertaken? The elderly monk decided to help Kato, so he invited him to sit next to him, and before revealing 7 rules that would guide him on his path to realization, he explained to him that when we want to obtain something, we must learn to wait. We often want immediate results, he said, but the truth is, the more we push them away. Waiting, dear boy, teaches very important lessons such as patience and perseverance. After this introduction, the wise old man, moving on to the first rule of the 7, he would taught Kato that accepting the present meant not only embracing the joys of today, but also courageously facing the challenges that life presents to us. Kato learned to look beyond difficulties, to understand that every moment, even if not perfect, contributes to the fabric of his existence. And one day, when a storm threatened the village, instead of complaining, he helped prepare the inhabitants for that event, showing how acceptance of the present could transform adversity into opportunities for growth. The second thing you must learn to do, continued the monk, is to cultivate awareness. Mindfulness acts as a guide, allowing you to make informed decisions and fully appreciate each moment. When you encounter unexpected obstacles or challenges, awareness gives you the ability to face them calmly and decisively. Remember that it is like having a clear map of the terrain. It allows you to navigate through the forest of life with greater clarity and wisdom. From that moment on, along his path, Kato developed awareness not only through meditation, but also through daily actions. In the morning, as he breathed the fresh forest air, he was aware of the beauty of his breath. During the day, he learned to perceive the sounds of nature as an ever-evolving symphony. This awareness made him able to face challenges with calm and determination. An example was when, by being present to himself and listening carefully, he managed to avoid an encounter with a wild animal, demonstrating how awareness could be a valuable guide in critical moments. Embracing uncertainty, said the master, is another important rule that you must embrace. If you start from the assumption that life is full of uncertainties, you will be more predisposed to accept and overcome them. Slowly, the experience taught Kato that life is an unpredictable journey, and that adapting flexibly to circumstances leads to extraordinary discoveries. By letting go, for example, you meet new friends and people who will have an essential role in achieving your goals. Create space for daily reflection, Hisaki continued. Daily reflection plays a fundamental role in your journey towards realizing your goals through patience. This practice allows you to deepen your understanding of yourself, the path you have taken, and the lessons learned along the way. Daily reflection became a ritual for Kaito. Every evening, under the starry sky, he sat in silence, contemplated the day spent, and wrote down his thoughts, creating a sacred space for his inner growth. This practice not only allowed him to track his progress, but also gave him the mental clarity needed to face the next day's challenges. The reflection became a beacon that illuminated his path through the darkness of uncertainty. Cultivating active patience was another rule Hisaki taught the young man. Practicing active patience, he explained, means waiting for the flow of life to take its course, but not idle. Remember, it's one thing to wait for things to happen without doing anything to make them happen. It's another thing to take actions to make them happen. And active patience manifested itself when Kaito decided to grow a garden. He planted the seeds carefully, watered them, and waited patiently for them to grow. But in the meantime, he did not remain idle. He cleaned the soil, protected the plants from animals, and dedicated some time every day to taking care of the garden. Kaito learned that active patience is not just passively waiting for something to happen, but also a constant and conscious effort to achieve goals. Eventually, his garden flourished, becoming a symbol of his patience and dedication, as well as a lesson that allowed him to change his life and achieve his goals. Be open to learning, the monk continued. If you are always open to learning new things, you will be able to have the resources necessary to achieve what you want. Kaito opened his mind to new perspectives, even when it seemed difficult to do so. During a meeting with an elderly craftsman, for example, he learned ancient weaving techniques that he applied in his daily life. He recognized that every encounter, even with seemingly ordinary people, brought with it a learning opportunity. His home became a place of knowledge exchange, proving that being open to learning knows no boundaries. Hisaki continued his lesson by talking about the importance of cultivating gratitude. If you learn to be grateful for the things you have and the things that happen along your journey, you will be able to see the world with new eyes. This will lead you to be more aware and to more easily achieve what you promise yourself. Thanks to the precious teachings of Master Hisaki, the young man began to face the challenges and difficulties of life differently, and this contributed to shaping his character. Patience and perseverance became two essential words in his spiritual and life path. Two words which, thanks to his commitment, led him to realize himself and become a person of value. But what does this story teach us? That the key to realizing your goals was not just in actively pursuing them, but also in the art of letting things flow naturally. The course of life is like the river that flows continuously with its meanders and rapids, and wisdom lies in respecting the natural course of things, understanding that every obstacle is an integral part of the journey. However, letting things flow doesn't mean abandoning your dreams, but rather adopting an open, flexible, and patient mindset. It's like navigating the river of life with awareness, adapting to its curves without excessive resistance. Kaito, with his journey, has demonstrated that when you embrace the flow of life with gratitude and patience, you allow destiny to reveal its wonders in a harmonious way. Every lesson we have learned in this story, from mindfulness to gratitude, is intertwined like branches of a tree reaching towards the sky of understanding. By cultivating active patience, perseverance, and openness to learning, we discover that life is a tireless teacher, ready to teach those who are willing to learn. In conclusion, life is a constant flow, and learning to respect the natural course of things is the key to manifesting what you want. Through patience, awareness, and gratitude, A symphony of precious moments is created that enrich our journey. Letting things flow is not only an act of trust in the process, but also a recognition that often the answers we seek reveal themselves when we allow life to take its course. So remember, when you want to achieve something, avoid chasing it spasmodically. Focus on the things you need to do so you can take the steps necessary to make that thing happen. And in doing so, be patient and persevering, because things, if we take the right steps and avoid forcing them, eventually happen and we can become the people we have always wanted.